they need a little food. And then they, oh man.
Eggs.
Make omelets!
It's common that the simplest dishes are often the most complex. But with omelets, it's just a technique. And there's a couple different ways you can make an omelet, and it's totally up to you. You can make the thin French-style omelets, or you can make the big puffy, kind of more traditionally American diner-style omelets. I'm going to show you both. And here's the thing about omelets. They're really easy to master with just a few techniques. So if you don't get it right the first time, just try again. If they're too brown, turn the heat down or adjust your technique. If they stick, try another pan, or make sure that you're starting with a hot pan and you're using plenty of butter. The most important consideration when making an omelet is your pan. Ideally, you want one that's between 7 and 8 inches across and has 2-inch sides. The 2-inch sides are important. Once we start making omelets, you'll see when you're shaking and manipulating, you don't want your eggs to fly out the side, so it is important to have a little bit of height on the sides. Okay. While my pan is heating up, I'm going to get everything prepped. Omelets go in like 20 seconds and you don't have time to stop and grate cheese. So I'm going to chop up a little parsley and I'm going to grate some cheese. For the country style omelet, I'm going to make a 3-egg omelet. So I'm going to start with 3 eggs.
When your pan's nice and hot, go ahead and add in a good chunk of butter. You want to make sure that you get it up on the sides. So what you want here is just as the eggs start to set, you want to bring those curds in towards the middle. This is the country style omelet and it's very fluffy. Move your pan and get all of the soft liquid eggs around onto the surface of the pan. Just kind of loosen it up a little bit. And when you see it about half set like this, go ahead and toss in your cheese. And scoot your omelet away from you and just flip it over. And this is when a lid comes in handy. It depends on how you like your, I'm going to cut the flame. It depends on how you like your omelet. If you overcook eggs, they'll get really dry, but you don't want them oozing out in liquid on the inside either. So this is nice to have a lid just to steam them a little bit.
So to get get your omelet out of the pan, grab it the opposite way you would normally grab it, put the plate under it, and just flip it right onto your plate. So this is the country, fluffy, classic diner style omelet. So now I'm going to show you the classic French style omelet. Make sure that your pan is impeccably clean in between omelets. If you have any cheese sticking to the pan, you're not going to have a free-flowing omelet, and it's going to be scrambled eggs. So get your pan clean. And this one, I want the pan a little bit less hot, so I'm going to go just a tiny notch down from medium. Give that a minute to heat up. And for the French omelet, 2 eggs is plenty. If you do a French style omelet with 3 eggs, you need a little more skill because the eggs take longer to cook and they generally tend to overcook in the process. A pinch of salt, a little parsley, and some black pepper.
So when your pan's nice and hot, go ahead and add in some butter. Get it swirled up onto the sides. And add in your egg. Now with this omelet, we want the egg to just set right around the edge, but we don't want those big fluffy curds. We want a paper thin omelet. So we're going to start swirling it to get some of that liquid moved around into our pan. So again, when it's about 60% set, you can add your cheese and start to pull. When you angle the pan away from yourself, you can flip the omelet in on itself. Cut the heat. And the French omelet. You see the creamy inside texture with the melty cheese. It's soft, it's really delicate. It's really a lovely, lovely omelet. This one's a little sturdier, so if you're gonna fill it with mushrooms and a bunch of ingredients, then this might be the omelet that's best for you. So this guy, you still see tender curds. You don't want to overcook your eggs and have them be dry and leathery. So you see these tender, beautiful curds full of melted cheese. It just has a little brown egg and a little browned butter on the outside, and it just gives it a whole different taste. So try them both and decide which omelet you like best.